Welcome back to the Nanaimo Now channel. I'm your host today, Guilao60, but I'll always be your host because I'm the only person here. Hey, you know, I watch all of this. I spend a lot of time in mainland China, and you don't see what you see here in Canada on Vancouver Island in Nanaimo. And I'm not talking about the homeless people. I'm not talking about the rich people. I'm talking about the LGBTQ2 plus and all that more. But I don't have a problem with the L or the G or the Q or even the T. I have no problem with that. And I see what's going on around the world, and there's a big push to. We just had Pride Month, or maybe it is still Pride Month. You see, I don't even know. I don't follow that much, but the idea that these people want rights, and then they should have their rights. Like if they want to have a Pride Month and celebrate their sexuality, so be it, just so long as it doesn't infringe on other people's views, on other people's understanding and their religious beliefs, their all of these things. Everybody should be able to have their own sort of thing, their own thing. Let's call it their own thing. But when it infringes on other people's rights, on other people's safety, on other people's basic the world that they live in and they trust and they're used to, and somebody wants to come in and change it. And yes, I'm talking about the T, the trans people. I have no problem with the trans people. They can dress however they want. They can wear their makeup. They can do whatever they want, just as long as it doesn't infringe on other people's rights. Reading books to children, I don't believe that's a good thing. I think it's showing the wrong thing to children, that anything to do with sexuality when children are young, I think should be left to high school, at least junior high school, where they already know sort of what's going on. Don't try to indoctrinate them when they're in grade school, because they're too impressionable. Let them sort of work it out themselves. But that's not what this video is about. I got to thinking, okay, trans people want the right to go into a girl's bathroom. If they think that they're a girl, they should be able to go into a girl's bathroom. And I thought, how safe is this? They say that, oh, it's safe. They're really girls inside. And then I started looking through the internet to see if this has caused any problems in the past. Not just problems in bathrooms, but problems in I'm a guy that thinks he's a girl. I wear makeup. I haven't had a sex change operation, but I want to be housed in a female prison. Okay, what could go wrong? What could go wrong? Well, let me check the internet here and see what could go wrong. So let's start with Karen. This is a transgender woman who is sent to a women's jail. And I'm going to read this. I'm going to put it up in front and I'm going to read it to you. Karen was sent to a women's prison. Karen had a penis and sexually assaulted two women in prison. 22 more male prisoners are living in women's prisons. Some are rapists. Sign our petition to get this dangerous prison policy changed. And this, you see, it's not a one-time thing, guys. Check this out. Transgender prisoner who sexually assaulted inmates jailed for life. Karen White, 52, admits sexually assaulting women in prison and raping two other women outside jail. So transgender, you're a woman, but you're still a guy. You can still have sexual urges. You can still do damage to other people, i.e., women. Doesn't matter if you're in prison or on the street. Should they be sent to a female prison? Well, obviously not. How many rapes in prison are too many? One is too many. So if there's a problem there, they should fix it. They shouldn't give people rights that they don't deserve. And if you're born a guy and you still have a pecker, you shouldn't be in a women's prison. If you get that puppy cut off, send him to the women's prison. Can't do any harm there, right? So how about schools? And there's schools out there, usually high schools, that have gender neutral bathrooms where anybody can go in anywhere. If you think you're a girl, you can go into the girls' bathroom, and the girls can go into the guys' bathroom, and vice versa, and whatever and stuff like that. What could go wrong? Well, let me tell you. Uh, the judge rules Lowdown County teen sexually assaulted female student in girls' bathroom, a grade 9 student in the bathroom. The offending person was a transgender student, a guy who thought he was a girl in the girls' bathroom, ruling on a case that has seized national attention and reinvigorated a debate over parental rights in public education. A Virginia juvenile court judge concluded Monday that the transgender teenager sexually assaulted a female student in a Lowdown County high school in May. Okay, well, you know, how I guess how would you feel if this was your child going to a school where you've got these people that, not saying all of them, but a lot of them may have mental issues. If you're a guy that thinks that they're a girl, but still are attracted to girls, you really can't. Can you be a transgender guy that thinks he's a girl and be a lesbian too? Well, I don't know. You tell me. I'm a boomer. I haven't been down this road before. But I think that when you get into giving people sexual rights, where the sexual thing should be left in the bedroom, people shouldn't be changing bathrooms, shouldn't be putting people into prisons that don't coincide with their gender. I think that there's a lot of weird stuff going on out there in the world today that didn't happen 20 years ago, or maybe it happened 20 years ago, but it wasn't so prominent in the world as it is today. Let's take some more looks at what's going on in this community. So when you get into sexualization and what's right and what's wrong, you've got good people on both sides of the fence. You get people that are heterosexual, and you've got good and bad in that group of people too. You've got demented people in the queer scene, in the lesbian scene, in the gay scene, in the trans scene, in the all the other plus twos and whatever scenes. You have good people and you have bad people. You've got people that will do good, and you've got people that are a little bit demented, and they use this sort of movement to do the sexual things that they want to do. It adds legitimacy to it in their eyes, whether it's legal or illegal. Now you get groups of these people singing tunes. We're here, we're queer, and we're coming for your children. And then after they get questioned about it, they say, "Oh, it's a joke." Well, it's no joke when you're talking about pedophilia and dealing with indoctrinating children and dealing with stuff like that. Listen to this. And let's not forget, um, you know, out of school, in other bathrooms that are out there in the public. Here's one: transgender woman rapes 10-year-old girl in a bathroom. Now look at this fool. Like seriously, look at this fool, and it's it's beyond. It's it takes the words out of my mouth. It makes it so you can't understand why the government of any country would allow something like this to happen. Rights be damned. Well, if you want the right to go into a woman's bathroom, no, no, you're not going to be able to do that. Why? Because people will take advantage of that. It's the same thing as drinking and driving. Can I drink and drive? Well, I want to drink. Oh, you're taking away my right to drink and drive. Well, 100 people can go out and 1,000 people can drive home after the bar, but that's that one person that does stupid fucking shit and kills people. Why is it illegal? Because people get hurt. I'm going to bounce through some of these things that I found on the internet. Transgender Rikers inmate sentenced to 7 years for raping a female prisoner. Transgender woman 24 who raped friend weeks after being released from prison for child sex offenses, sentenced to 9 years in a men's jail. Now, yeah, you got to go to a men's. You're raping people. You're definitely going to go to a men's jail. You know, the idea: transgender woman convicted of 2 rapes will be sent to men's prison in Scotland. This one's a real bonehead type thing, eh? You get violent pedophile who raped 3-month-old baby. A violent pedophile who raped a 3-month-old baby as a teenager is quietly moved to female prison with mother and baby unit after having transgender surgery in Canada. You know, and take a look at this fool. Like it's beyond ridiculous. This world is going to the dogs. Oh, and speaking about dogs, take a look at this bozo, transgender pedophile, dog rapist. Transgender pedophile dog rapist. Like, seriously? Like, seriously? Okay, so you've got transgender people raping dogs. You've got them raping 10-year-old children in bathrooms. You've got them raping women prisoners in women's jails. You've got them raping 3-month-old babies. You've got them raping their friends. You've got them. You see, when you go down this road and society allows it to happen, society is responsible for this happening, in my eyes. And I would imagine every other boomer out there that was born with an ounce of sense in their genes type thing. You don't let people that are born a guy, that believe they're a girl, that are still attracted to girls with a sexual perversion of sorts. You don't give them the rights of normal people. And if the trans population out there would be responsible, they would be speaking up against the bathroom issue. They would be speaking up against trans males going into women's prisons. They would be speaking up on the right side, because to build legitimacy in their community, you can't have crap like this happening. It's just common sense. And you thought that the Nanaimo channel was just about homeless people and silly regatta races in boats on Vancouver Island and picking clams and stuff. I'm thinking about changing the name of this channel because it's sort of morphing into something that's bigger than the Nanaimo area. Any ideas on a name for this? And try to keep it clean, guys. You know what I mean? But let's keep going on how would you like to see this guy coming down your street with a gun in his hand? This is what he actually this is what he actually looks like in real life. Now, here you go. Here's another uh, amazing winner. Nadine Williams, outside the Swansea Crown Court. The transvestite, formerly known as Dean Williams, is on trial charged with rape. Well, of course. It seems like every time these people, transvestite accused of rape, shows his victim around a sex dungeon before attacking her. Come on. I would imagine the friend is obviously really stupid or really, really trusting. I have no idea why these people would do anything like this, but it's just it just makes no sense at all. Anyway, I'm going to go through a couple more of these things, like a drag march. I have no problem with that. A drag march, you can be happy about being a guy that can dress up in girls' clothing, and it's like Mr. Dress Up, Casey and Finnegan. If you're old enough, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's nothing the matter with that. But when you get people like this having signs set up, what's this? You're not alone. I'll be your mom today. And like, what kind of message does that translate to the general population out there? What kind of people do you think would make a sign like that, go out on the street, and are they looking for trans rights, or are they trying to create animosity, conflict between the trans people and I was going to say regular people, but all of the other people? So I'm sort of indoctrinated into all the other people and think that the trans people are somehow mentally ill in some way. But because the news shows all of this weird shit that we see on a daily basis, maybe there's good trans people out there. If you're a trans person and you're in Nanaimo and you want a sit down in my studio and tell me your story, I'm open to that. I have no problem with that. It's just when I started thinking about the trans, the bathrooms, the prisons, and all this other stuff, trans rights and whatever, say what could go wrong. So then I did the internet search, and it sort of freaked me out because people are being hurt, children are being raped. Maybe not a lot. I'm not sure. I didn't do a lot of searching, but women in jail are being raped. Students in school bathrooms are being raped, and that should be a place that all students feel safe. Well, they say, well, the trans student, if you do this, they don't feel safe. Well, what about the girls? What about, and we're not even going to go into trans athletes and stuff like that in this video. It's more about the safety of the general population of the girls, that these trans people, whether they be a 1% or 0.01% or 0.001% of the trans population, they're out there, obviously, because they're going to jail for these crimes. So you tell me, what do we do? Anyway, that's another video on the Nanaimo Now channel. If you like this video, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, push a share button, do all of those things. And until next time, thanks for watching. Peace out. Bye now.